Aquitaine was a French oil company which merged with TotalFina to form TotalFinaElf. The new company changed its name to Total in 2003. ELF has been maintained as a major brand of Total. History: Aquitaine's heritage is rooted among three French oil companies: Régie Autonome des Pétroles, RAP, Société Nationale des Pétroles d'Aquitaine, SNPA, and Bureau de Recherches de Pétroles, BRP. These companies were formed to exploit the discovery of a gas field in Saint-Marcet in the Aquitaine region of southwestern France. In December 1965, RAP and BRP were merged to form Entreprise de Recherches et d'Activités Pétrolières, ERAP. ERAP had SNPA, Union Générale des Pétroles, UGP, and Union Industrielle des Pétroles, UP, as subsidiaries. The resulting company achieved vertical integration, owning assets in all phases of the petrol business from exploration and production to the filling station. On April 28, 1967, the company's disparate brands and products were unified under the ELF brand. Essence Lubrifiants de France. Citation needed, France Gasoline and Lubricants. ELF was the first company to pioneer a total synthetic racing oil. In 1973, the subsidiary SNPA set up a pharmaceuticals subsidiary called Sanofi and acquired the pharmaceutical groups Labaz, Castaigne, and Drobiliert, and also bought interests in a cosmetics company. In 1976, ERAP merged with Pétroles de l'Atlantique and became Société Nationale et Aquitaine, SNPA, later Aquitaine. Aquitaine was listed on the NYSE in 1991. In 1993, ELF was awarded the exclusive contract to the Iraqi oil fields by then Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein. Citation needed. In 1996, the French government sold its stake, retaining a golden share. In 2000, Aquitaine merged with TotalFina to form TotalFinaElf, which changed its name to Total in 2003. Hoax: Aquitaine spent millions of dollars in the 1979 Great Oil Sniffer hoax to develop a new gravity wave-based oil detection system, which was later revealed to be a scam, and lost over $150 million. Fraud scandal: the ELF scandal, which came to light in 1994 in France, was, according to The Guardian, the biggest fraud inquiry in Europe since the Second World War. ELF became a private bank for executives who spend £200 million on political favors, mistresses, jewelry, fine art, villas and apartments. Iraqi-born Nadmiachi, at that time rumored to be among the 10 richest men of Britain, received a 15-month suspended sentence and a £1.5 million fine for his involvement taking illegal commissions. Achi was also linked to the Clearstream scandal. He is BNP Paribas Bank's main private shareholder, and until 2001, the money for the Oil for Food program transited through the escrow account of BNP Paribas. Magistrate Eva Joly investigated the case. In the Luna, Minal deal following German reunification, Aquitaine took over circa 2,500 vacated gas station allotments in the former East Germany without paying the rightful owners. From its very beginnings, ELF used motor racing as a means of promotion. It began with a 4-year association with Madara in a French Formula 3 program. This resulted in Henri Pescarolo winning the title. The European Formula 2 championship fell to Madara the following year with Jean-Pierre Beldoise. In 1969, the combination won the Formula 1 World Championship with Tyrrell and Jackie Stewart. The goal of winning the Le Mans 24 Hours was not achieved until 1972. by which time Elf and Matra had gone their separate ways. Elf, at that time owned by France, then undertook a policy to rebuild and promote French motor racing. This began a long-term relationship with Renault, which was also owned by the French government at the time. Renault promoted the use of Elf foils in its road cars, while its Formula One racing cars also carried Elf sponsorship. This changed in 2009, when the Renault Formula One cars replaced the Elf logos with Total logos. The most famous of the schemes to promote young drivers dates back to the start of the 1970s, when François Guiter of Elf established what was known as the Volant Elf. The fastest drivers on each course at the Winfield Racing Schools, Magny Cours and Paul Ricard, were asked to return to the school in the autumn to establish the fastest driver of the year. The two winners were each given a full budget to race the following year in Formula Renault. If they were fast enough, they would be retained by Elf in Formula 3 and then Formula 2, or later Formula 3000, and eventually they would get a drive in Formula 1. The first two pilots Elf were Patrick Tambay and Didier Pironi. Both went on to win Grand Prix. They were followed over the years by Alain Prost, Pascal Faber, Olivier Gruillard, Paul Belmondo, Eric Bernard, Eric Camas and Olivier Panis, all of whom became Formula One drivers. In addition, Elf often picked up other good drivers and sponsored them, creating a generation of top French drivers in the 1980s and early 1990s. When Guiter retired, Elf decided to change the policy and a revised program was implemented. This aimed to create a scheme for drivers, mechanics and engineers. Called La Filière, it now funds as many as 8 drivers each year in Formula Renault Elf Campus and 4 in Formula 3. Budget cuts between 2008 to 2012 reduced the number of French drivers moving on to Formula One positions.